Hello, my name is Jeff Pagano, and welcome to Harping on Rugby, where, with the help of some fellow fans, I get the chance to harp on what's going on with Leinster, Ireland, and the wider rugby world. First up, joining me for this first wrap pod of the season is someone earning cap number 59. Welcome back to Mr. Leinster royalty himself, Tom Coleman.
Evening, folk. Evening, Jeff. Good to be back. New season.
Indeed, indeed. Good to have you, Tom. And our second guest is making pod appearance number 22, which, when added to as many articles on our old website, brings him to 186 Harping contributions overall. He has his own excellent podcast called Post to Post Sport. Welcome back to Mr. Kieran Duffy.
Yeah, 186, including a few cameo appearances on the pod. We're more of a blog, post sport, than a podcast these days. We kind of keep changing our identity, but good to be back on the big show, the big time.
Yeah, online content is what it is in many different forms. But yeah, check out Post to Post Sport. We have the links in the program notes. All of which brings us to our final thoughts from the match, starting with Tom.
Yeah, just short and sweet. As I said, I think you look at last year's match. Getting hockeyed over in Glasgow. I think it was to win with a bonus point, and you have three full debutants playing. And you get coupled with Alex Gibbs Park coming back from injury. All in all, and what he gives, all in all, it's a really good start to the league. And at the end of the day, as a supporter, I've learned to enjoy these games more. Sometimes you keep thinking about towards the end of the season, but you sort of just have to stop and smell the roses, they say, and just watch the game for the 80 minutes for what it is and just enjoy it. Because a lot of them can become footnotes in a season when you review at the end of the year, going, what trophy did we win or not win? So, look, you just have to go back and join rugby, and 33-31 win over in Edinburgh against a fairly strong Edinburgh team. A lot of Scottish internationals in that team. I know they had an indifferent season last year, but there's still a lot of talent there. And look, I'm sure they were desperate to get the win. I know that's stating the bloody obvious, but because they're going to South Africa next, so they knew they needed to get something on the board. Now I know they ended up getting a losing bonus point and a try bonus point, which is a little bit of a consolation, but there could be three losses from three after 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden you're looking up the table. So look, Edinburgh, it was a difficult start for us considering the players that we either couldn't play or didn't pick. And then for the debutants, I know, including Slimani, who I thought did well, as I said, and then you have Kieran Tierney, who hadn't a bad game, alongside Ryan. Charlie Tector had a great game, and it was all in all, it was a great win, and I'm just more, from my point of view, just about enjoying the win and seeing how that Tyler Blendall attack develops over the next few weeks, and look at the Dragons game, and then onwards towards Munster, and see how it develops. That'll be the most interesting thing, because last year, I suppose the one accusation, or maybe the last 18 months, was Leinster slightly went away from their DNA, maybe a little bit harsh on attack. But I've seen signs of it sort of coming back, that sort of Lancaster style of attack. There was some signs of that for last night. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, we've talked a lot about how long last season was. Well, I mean, this season is pretty much the same. With the Lions tour at the end of it and stuff, so there's a long way to go. And pretty sure when it comes to next April and May, we won't be talking about the September win in Edinburgh. But like you say, 5 points is definitely a good way to start the season. Kieran.
Yeah, I think, look, like you said, 5 points. I mean, there's no complaints there. If we had a loss or drawn the game, then that would have. I think sometimes to start the season you just need a win. You don't need to play particularly well. And in fact, as I said there, I think we're learning in the URC. It's important to hit form at the right time. We won the game without having to play really, really well, but we still had to. I suppose Edinburgh put it up to us, and that's a good thing. If we had started the season with just an easy win that was routine, nothing to work on, that probably would have been worse than this kind of more cagey win. In the latter stage, it wasn't particularly in doubt because it was 9 points in it. But Edinburgh did put it up to us. So I'd say, look, 5 points, happy enough. Good to get game time for some of the younger players as well. excuse me. But crucially, I think it's all about keeping things ticking over and trying to get the likes of Sam Prendergast, Charlie Tector as much game time as possible, trying to keep players fit, because then we need to really hit form after, like, we need to be in a good position coming into the South Africa tour after the Six Nations. Then crucially, we need to actually get something out of the South Africa tour, because that we saw that was a big issue last season. If we had to pick up one losing bonus point there in one of those games, we might have finished ahead of Bulls. That means we don't have to travel down. In fact, they have to travel up to us. That makes us favourites for the game. That means that we could be in a URC final in Dublin against Glasgow. So that's the real time to come into form. We'll have to be much better for even Munster in a few weeks' time. Have to be much better over the December Interbros and the Champions Cup in December and January. But it's only September, so sometimes it's just about getting the win. They're not all going to be memorable. You win by 50 points. They're not all going to be record wins. I remember, I think I think we were a bit spoiled in times at the RDS during the kind of early stage, during some of the Leo Cullen era, and certainly the Joe Schmidt era, in the sense that we'd often get fairly routine 50 points to 10 wins or something like that. We'd win games by 40 points to 30. Sometimes you need to win a game a bit ugly. Two things I'd say is, like I said before, take the points if they're on offer sometimes, especially clocks in red. You're not going to get the ball back for the half. Take the 3 points, and that edges you into the lead. If we had done that in the European Cup final, we might be European Cup champions. And as well, just try to read the game, regardless of whether the ref is reffing the game badly or or how they're reffing the game. Just try to play a bit more to the way they're reffing the game. But look, good win, good bit of game time for different players. So look, no complaints, and hopefully another good performance and another good result against Dragons next week.
Listen, we're going to leave it there. Many thanks again to Tom and Kieran for joining us. It was a great chat, and hope to have you both on again soon. Thanks, lads.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Cheers.